Welcome to Animal Stories for Kids. If you like our stories, please give us a 5-star rating, subscribe to our podcast, and share it with your friends and family. And now, it's time for our story. Once upon a time, there was a barn spider named Penelope. Penelope the barn spider lived in a cozy red barn tucked behind a sunflower field. Penelope was not your average spider that just hung around all day. She was an artist with her web. Every night, when the stars twinkled and the wind blew gently through the barn rafters, Penelope the barn spider stretched all 8 legs and began creating a new masterpiece. As a barn spider, Penelope built her web at night and hunted for food in the moonlight. But Penelope never spun her web in the same place twice. One night she dangled by the grain sacks, another night between the pitchfork and the broom, and sometimes even across the old rocking chair in the corner. "Where shall I begin tonight?" she wondered out loud, tiptoeing along a beam. Then she started to spin her web. And when she spun with joy. Each line of silk was placed with care. She thought about where insects might fly, where the breeze might blow, and what part of the barn would make her web both strong and beautiful. Her webs weren't just sticky traps. They were masterpieces. The other animals noticed.
"That one you made last night looks so beautiful,"
said the old cat as it blinked sleepily.
"I saw a beetle get caught in it the other day,"
said the chicken. Even the owl, usually busy being mysterious and serious, gave a little hoot of approval one night.
"I see that your webs are functional and fabulous,"
it said to Penelope. But every morning, Penelope the barn spider ate her web. She said one morning as she was eating her own web. "Still fresh." The other animals were shocked.
"You ate it?"
the chicken squawked.
"Again?"
grumbled the goat, who had seen her web disappear all of a sudden, like every night.
"I would never do that,"
said the cow.
"If I made something that good, I'd never start over."
That week, the barn felt heavy, and everything just seemed really hard. The goat was frustrated. It kept knocking over its rock pile by accident, and every morning it had to build it back up.
"Why bother?"
it muttered, kicking a rock into the straw. The squirrel was upset too. It had spent all morning hiding acorns in a row, only for the wind to knock a bunch of them down.
"I don't want to start again,"
it groaned. Even the mouse was down. It had carefully collected sunflower seeds and stashed them behind a bucket, only to find a raccoon had sniffed them out and stolen the whole stash.
"I just want to do something once and have it stay,"
the mouse said sadly. But every night, Penelope the barn spider kept weaving a new masterpiece. On one night, the little mouse climbed up to her web as she spun between 2 rafters. All the other animals looked up to see what was happening.
"Miss Penelope?"
the mouse said. "Yes," Penelope said, hanging by one leg and looking around for her next anchor point.
"I've been watching you work so hard, but you never keep your webs," the mouse said. "Don't you ever get tired of starting over?"
Penelope paused. She smiled and settled down gently onto a beam. "I do what I was made to do," she said gently. "It's inside me, like songs are in the crickets and sunflower seeds are in your dreams." The mouse blinked. That was very true, especially for the mouse. "I guess you could say it's my purpose," Penelope the barn spider said. "A purpose is the special thing you're meant to do, the thing that fits you just right. And for me, as a spider, it's spinning webs." She did a graceful twirl midair and said, "I don't keep my webs because I don't need to. The joy is in the making and creating. That's the gift I have. That's the point." Then she looked the little mouse right in the eyes and said something it never forgot. "When you do what you're made to do with joy, it's never a waste, even if you start again every day." The mouse sat still for a moment and asked, "Even when it's hard?" "Especially when it's hard," Penelope said with a nod. That night, the mouse returned to its stash spot, not to mope, but to make a new and even smarter seed stash. It placed a few behind the old boots, some in a hollow fence post, and even a few under the goat's hay pile. Then the mouse whispered, "Try finding those, raccoon." The goat tried rebuilding its rock pile, but this time it made it even sturdier. It added a flat board for balance and said,
"Okay, maybe this is kind of fun."
And the squirrel, it chased the fallen acorns and laughed. "Who cares if they fall? I can always pick them up again." And all around the barn, things were still being knocked over and undone by the wind, by other animals, or by accident. But it didn't feel so heavy or hard anymore to start over, because all the other animals would watch Penelope. And Penelope kept spinning. Around and around she went, placing every silk strand with care and joy. Her web shimmered in the moonlight, but it wouldn't last. But that was okay, because it didn't need to. And from that day on, whenever another animal in the barn felt tired of doing the same thing again and again, they'd remember what Penelope said. When you do what you're made to do with joy, it's never a waste, even if you start again every day. And somehow, for all the other animals in the barn, starting over felt a little more beautiful. And the barn spider lived happily ever after. The end. The barn spider, or Araneus cavaticus, is a common orb weaver spider native to North America, especially in the United States and Canada. They are about 3/4 of an inch in length, which is about the size of a paperclip. The males are smaller. Barn spiders have yellow and brown bodies with striped legs. Their bodies are round and a bit hairy. Their bellies are black with 2 white spots. Barn spiders like to live in wooden places like barns, which is where they get their name from, sheds, porches, and even boats. They often hide in corners, behind eaves, or in other cozy spots. Barn spiders are nocturnal, which means they are active at night. Every evening, they build a new web to catch food. In the morning, they eat their old web before hiding away for the day. Barn spiders' webs are round and look like wheels. The webs can be up to 20 inches wide. If the web gets dirty or torn, they shake it to clean it or they fix it. Barn spiders eat insects like flies, mosquitoes, beetles, and moths. They wait for insects to get stuck in their web, then they wrap them in silk and eat them. Barn spiders' silk is very strong. By eating their old web, they recycle the silk to make new webs. When barn spiders get agitated or disturbed, let's say by a gust of wind, they sometimes bounce up and down in the center of their webs, perhaps to look more threatening, just in case they're being attacked. Or they could be trying to shake something off the web. Have you seen a real-life barn spider before? If you have, where did you see it? Thanks for listening to Animal Stories for Kids. If you like our stories, please give us a 5-star rating, subscribe to our podcast, and share it with your friends and family. Until next time, bye! If your child enjoys cats, drawing, or writing, you might also like my Everyday Cats Journals. They're a 4-book journal series, each with fun covers showing cats with human bodies doing silly and everyday things. Inside, kids can look for little objects from the cover that appear in the top corners of the pages and try to find them all as they write or doodle. The Everyday Cats Journals are available on Amazon. You can find all the details in the show notes.